Hello, IceHogs fans, and welcome back to IceHogs TV. Joseph Zakshesky once again with you. I hope everyone is safe and sound, and I'm joined by a special guest today in IceHogs head coach Derek King to give us some updates and see what he has been up to. It's been a couple weeks since we had him on the Facebook Live where you guys got to ask him questions about his time at home, how he's keeping sane, I guess, being locked up and cooped up inside and maybe playing a little street hockey. And we had a pretty good discussion about pizza, too. So certainly we make our way through April and now into the month of May. But Coach King, good to catch up with you and good to see you, I guess, on this basis. First time we've chatted since really all this has begun. How have you been? I know you were, cooped up playing a little street hockey with your kids. That was a couple of weeks ago. Now knowing that looks like May was the original target line for hockey, it does not look like that's going to be the case. Now knowing there's another month ahead, how are you holding up?
I'm fine. Like our family as a group, we're healthy. We're safe. We're just I think we're just trying to keep occupied, think of things to do to keep everybody moving and without strangling each other. So my boys are upstairs. I'm in the basement right now. They're upstairs doing their e-learning school, so they're busy with that. But then after that, it's like, okay, how many times we're going to play road hockey or shoot pucks and stuff. So it's been hasn't been too difficult, but we're coping.
As a coach, I know, and you personally, you're a guy that likes to get up and go and get up and move and be at the rink and play or do something as a coach. I mean, how is this kind of testing you a little bit? Is it, now a month ahead, do you start maybe, drawing a line down the middle of the chalkboard of here's what we're going to do if the season keeps going, here's what we're going to do if the season stops? I'd imagine your mind is constantly racing on what that next step is going to be.
Yeah, and I'm always thinking about, if we do go back to work, what do we need to do? What do we need to work on? Well, it's not even about working on anything. It's more or less just hopefully the guys have been training and keeping up with the strength coach and DJ and everything, and when they do, if we do go back to work, that it's an easy transition into a few days of skating or whatever. And if we do have time to mix in a little mini camp and a lot of scrimmages and stuff, is probably going to be the best for these guys, and then get back to work. But again, like we talked about earlier, it's like we're just sitting on our hands and waiting, and nobody really knows anything. So it'd be nice to get a little something from the AHL where they're, what they're thinking or what their plans are. But as for now, we're idle.
Well, that was going to be my next question. Is what has the communication been, whether it's you and other coaches around the American Hockey League, you and Mark Bernard, GM, or you at the Blackhawk? What's happening, and are you getting any guidance, or is it just kind of, a wait and see approach and take it day by day, hour by hour?
Well, there's no guidance needed. I talk with Bernie quite a bit in text messaging, and the rest of the staff, we got a group text message, and I talked to Anders yesterday just to check in. He called me and just to see what was going on, but nobody knows really anything. Bernie will give me an update if he hears anything, but I think the big thing here is just the NHL wants to get going. We're not too concerned about the American Hockey League right now, more than they would be the NHL. So, well, I think we're just kind of waiting to see what they do, and maybe we just follow suit. Hopefully that's the case, and then we'll be playing hockey in June and July. But if nothing comes out of it, we have a long summer and a lot of time to prepare for next year.
So many possibilities up in the air, and you're right, absolutely. The NHL is going to directly impact what the American Hockey League is going to do. And right now, you're hearing rumblings of different cities being used for each of the different divisions in the National Hockey League, maybe expanded rosters if players can't come back from overseas just yet, or anything like that. What's your take on all that? You've been around the National Hockey League and the American Hockey League for a long time. It's kind of unique to see all these different scenarios that are coming out by the day.
Yeah, this is crazy. I mean, I've been part of a strike. I've been part of a lockout. Obviously, a different demon, but I will say the NHL and the owners and everybody else has approached it very professionally with, not keeping everybody on board, pay wise and staff members being paid and everything like that. I think that's a great thing. Obviously, we'd rather be on the ice playing and earning our money, but I do think the NHL has been doing a great job, and especially Chicago, the Blackhawks have been awesome. There's didn't even question about laying people off or anything like that. It's been pretty class act there. So like I said, we just kind of wait and see. I'm kind of just shaking my head every morning I get up. What's going to happen? What can I do today that won't drive my wife crazy? And I think she's waiting for me to get back to work also.
Well, even though there's no games on the ice, we do have some hockey news we can talk about. I mean, and some sports news too. I mean, the sports world is still turning. You just had the NFL draft, and the IceHogs themselves have some news to report on as well. We'll start with, I guess, like the furthest back news since the last we caught up. It was announced, and there was really no surprise. Kris Versteeg announcing his retirement, a member of the IceHogs at the beginning of this season, team captain. You and him had a close working relationship, getting the IceHogs moving the right direction at the beginning of the year. Went overseas, Spangler Cup, and then retired. But he kind of gave us the idea that was going to be the story for him. But reading all the reactions from the IceHogs players and everything, it seems like that impact was felt quite heavily in the IceHogs locker room, even though he only had a handful of games, with the messages that they're sending him and the congratulations that they're giving him on his career. But for you as a coach, how is that impact measured now, knowing, he only had that limited time, but he made that kind of an impact on your players?
Well, there's a reason why we brought him here. There's a reason why we got him signed, and he knew his role here, but there's a reason why I made him captain. And there's a reason there. The effect he has on people, especially the players. Even as a coaching staff, we enjoyed having him around, and he was great for communicating between our staff and going through him about what's going on with the other players and stuff. But as you mentioned, the other players, how they reacted after his retirement and all the positives. And I remember when he announced that he was going to leave our team and go overseas and play in the Spangler and then probably retire after that. Soupy Campbell had a little something to say, and it really, if a guy like that at his bracket in the NHL and his career, to say the words he said about Steger goes a long way. And we missed him. I think it would have been nice to have him the whole year, but it is what it is. You got to respect his decision, and I'm happy for him, and he's had a hell of a career.
It was also revealed the other day that for Jakob Nielsen, who was a key big weapon for you this past season, was just on a one-year NHL deal, but it looks like with the season all frozen up, he's looking towards his future, signing with a Swedish club, it appears, the same club that Victor Ejdsell, who we've seen a lot of during these IceHog Rewind games that we're showing on the Facebook pages, but they're going to become teammates again. But that's a tough loss to lose a guy like Jakob Nielsen, knowing that he's going to be heading back home to play there.
Yeah, and it's there'll be another one. There'll be another Nielsen, but great teammate, great person. As a coach, class act guy. It's, can he play in the NHL? I think he could play in the NHL. Is he going to be a full-time? That's tough to tell. But I think with guys like himself, his age, not getting that opportunity right away, what he thought maybe would pan out, and the right decision probably for him was to get back home and further his career. It's a grind here, and I think a lot of these players, and as you know, a lot of these guys from Europe come over and they want to do it, but sometimes it's just not in their DNA to grind it out as like a young kid here or North American kid. So, but great guy to have. A lot of respect for him, a hell of a hockey player, and he'll go on and do some good things over back home.
And then on the positive note, the IceHogs add a new player to head into the new season, DJ Buzzdecker. He is signed coming out of Saginaw, the Ontario Hockey League. And I think you know him a little bit. He was teammates with another DJ that's familiar with you, DJ King, your oldest son. They were teammates just this past season in Saginaw. What do you like about him? I had a chance to catch up with him. He's just excited and get ready to go. He's a forward. He's a defenseman. He can score points. He can sit back on the blue line. He's ready to do whatever you need him to do, Coach.
Yeah. I saw a lot of his guys. I saw almost every game. So I like the fact that he can skate. He moves well. He's not afraid to go to those gray areas based on what I saw. And the fact that I saw him play some defense too. And he did a good job back there from Saginaw when a couple of their D were injured. So I hear a lot of great things about him through my kid. Loves him, a character guy, works hard. So we're excited about seeing what he can bring to the IceHogs, and we'll go from there.
It seems like a position like that and his skill set fits your mold. I can't remember how many times we've counted defensemen going below the goal line, chasing pucks or carrying the puck in the offensive zone, or even forwards floating back and covering those pinching defensemen. So it seems like that's weaponry that fits nicely in your arsenal. Yeah,
the way we want to play, and I know Anders likes our D to be up in the play a lot. So anytime you can get players like that who like to jump up in the play and can be creative like that is a plus. But the only bad thing about him is that I know all the dirt on him. I know everything about him
can't
now,
hide.
so he can't hide from me. So, but no, I'm looking forward to having him. I've heard some great things about him through my kid, and we'll see how that goes.
And now, Coach, you have him moving forward. You have the rest of the IceHogs in the group chat. I mean, what has been your messaging to the Hogs now, knowing that, May doesn't look like it's going to be AHL hockey anytime soon? So how are you coaching from afar now moving into a new month?
No, I'm leaving them alone. I'll throw a group text out just to make sure everybody's safe and healthy. That's all we can do. These guys are pros. They should be looking after themselves. They don't need their coach or anybody else banging on their door every day, checking in to make sure they went in their basement to work out or shoot some pucks or get a run in or something like that. But the big message here is just to be healthy and stay safe and kind of wait this out. And, we don't need anybody getting this virus and bringing it back if we do come back, and spreading it even more. So, I mean, you saw it. You've gone outside. You ran by. We stay within our boundaries and we try to do the right thing. And if all the players do that, then everybody will be healthy when it is time to come back to work.
They say you learn a lot about a person on a cross-country road trip. I'd imagine the same goes for being cooped up inside a house for a month and a half. I know you know your family pretty well. You know your boys and your wife pretty well. But are there new hobbies or new interests that you've been diving into that that this not happened?
Yeah, we've binged watched every Netflix thing, and the weather hasn't been great either. It's been off and on, but we've just been keeping busy. Every other day, my oldest DJ, who we talked about, puts my kids through a little dryland workout in the basement. And then the other days I have them down here stick handling, shooting pucks. So this basement's it's not finished, so it's a lot of hockey tarps and pucks and shooting clinic stuff, everything going on down here. So we're doing stuff like that, but no new hobbies, just doing some gardening stuff and getting the grass set, and and it's a bonus because you have time to do it right now.
Yeah.
But, might as well take advantage of it.
You never know what the next month's going to bring. That's for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Coach King, I cannot thank you enough for joining us and bringing us up to speed on what's going on in your world. And hopefully everyone there is staying safe, get a little bit more stick handling and hockey drills out there. And we look forward to catching up with you, hopefully at the rink pretty soon. Yeah.
And if we do get back to work, now I know I can just stay in my office and we can do the interviews from there when you're still outside.
Perfect. I'll be right outside for the backdrop.
Everything's going to be through this Zoom, which is perfect.
It seems like this is where the world is running. So
yeah, it is. So you take care. Be safe.
Thank you, Coach King. I'll talk to you soon.